Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party.
Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research. This here is episode 24, the B-side. You know how we do it, the mini episode of the episode. And that was on Best Powers. We had Bill Hallier as a guest. What we've done since the episode release is that we actually were at the Midwest Lit Fest.
Although Nick wasn't there. I was sad.
No,
It was not
I was
there.
working.
We were at Thornton's Distillery, so it was a fun time. Beers and distilled spirits.
And
I'll
books.
make it eventually.
Books and
Books, yeah, it was all lit-minded kind of folks there, a lot of cool vendors. So, and we took the podcast on the road like we did some episodes ago.
so you heard that Nick is going to join us at, we're going to hold him to that.
That's what he said. Maybe the second annual Midwest Lit Fest next year we'll be there. And the shout out to the Rock Show. They put it all together. So
Which
cool
is
shout
at
out Thornton. Yep. So
Yep.
go check them out. We took the podcast on the road. Folks stopped by. They could answer a question, who their favorite superhero, supervillain was, or what superpower they would want. And so we're going to hear from all of them. And there's a few vendors in there. And we'll put all the vendors and places you can get stuff that they had in the show notes. But here, let's give it a listen.
Okay. Hi, I'm Karen Patterson. I'm here at the Lit Fest with the book I wrote with Captain Robert Martin. It's called Red Tail, A Tuskegee Airman's Rendezvous with Destiny. And he served during World War II and had a lot of exciting adventures. He actually was shot down and had to bail out of his burning airplane behind enemy lines. It was a real thrill to be able to work with him. The superpower I would like to have is to be able to fly, even without an airplane.
Okay, my name's Winnie, and if I could have a superpower, I would want to be able to be possessed by ghosts.
My name is Maria, and the superpower I'd like to have would be the ability to decide, based on the day and the need that I face, a superpower choice of all superpowers.
Hi, I'm Carol Decker. I love that you guys are here. That's awesome. A superpower. I like strength. Yeah, that goes along with all my strength training and stuff like that. Super strength.
Hello, my name's Amy, and my superpower would be teleportation.
My name is Emmy May, and my superpower would also be teleportation.
My name's Ben Mathis, and my favorite superpower would be teleportation.
My name's Katie. I'm not really a superhero fan, so I'm going to go with an anti-hero. It's Tony Soprano, all day, every day, 100%, no questions asked. His superpower, I would say, is probably manipulation.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm the owner and creator of The Wooden Pedal, which is a laser engraved fine art home goods. And my superpower would be the ability to know every single language ever created in our human history. I think it'd be amazing to know when you meet someone on the street and you don't know their language, you'd be able to communicate them. You can find me on Instagram at thewoodenpedal_goods.
Hey, I'm Angela, and the superpower I would want the most would be time travel. I would love to go to the 60s and 70s, or even roaring 20s. I think that'd be really neat. And then maybe even in the future.
My name is Dore, and my favorite superhero is Spider-Man because I've loved him since I was a kid, and my dad is really into comic books. And I've always loved him, and he was always my favorite superhero since I was like 2.
Hello, my name is Remy. My superpower would probably be teleportation. And my favorite superhero is probably Spider-Man because it would feel like fun to be swinging around the city and stuff, fighting crimes.
My name is Kimberly, and my favorite super is Lost Girl because she causes death by orgasm.
My name is Johnny T, and my favorite superpower would have to be Powder Toast Man. With his abilities, he can fly backwards using a toaster or extreme flatuence. His hyper-aggressive croutons, he can shoot these from his armpits. His high-velocity projectile raisin breath, he can spit this from his mouth. His hyperacidic marmalade, he can shoot this from his navel. Powdered Toast Man also covers as a pastor. And Powdered Toast Man's catchphrase is, Leave everything to me. For those of you who don't know the origin of Powder Toast Man, he is from Ren and Stimpy series. Show me.
Hello, my name is Blake Armstrong, and I am the editor and creator of the science fiction short story anthology Panopticon, which is now available on Amazon. And my superpower that I would want would be super fast learning.
Name is Mike Morrissey. What superpower would I want? The power of telekinesis, moving things with my mind. Who is my favorite super and why? I always liked Ghost Rider because he's evil, he's a demon. That's about it. I have a podcast myself. It's called The Last 3 Rows of Horror, and it's a horror movie podcast. We talk about old movies, new ones. Every episode is a different theme and topic. We do a lot of top 10 lists, a lot of reviews, and we're really silly. And we're on all the platforms. You can find us. That's The Last 3 Rows of Horror podcast. Thank you.
I'm Gretchen Dust, and the superpower I would want is unlimited availability to read every book possible, since I never seem to have enough time to read.
Hi, my name's Tina. I would want the ability to fly, and I'd have to say my favorite superhero would be, if I had to pick one, I think I'd go with Wonder Woman.
My name is Nina. My favorite supers are going to be the Wonder Pets because they show kindness and compassion. Lenny, Tuck, and Ming too.
Whenever you're ready, Nate. My name is Graham, and if I could have any superpower, it would definitely be flight.
All right, this is Mike. My favorite superhero would be Wolverine, just for the reason lived 200 years and saw a lot of cool stuff.
Hello, everyone. Alice, the author here, also known for Cloud Orchid Publishing and KHR Arts, and I am so pleased to be on this delightful little podcast with y'all. So to start off with, what superpower would I want? Honestly, ever since I was a young child, I've always wanted the power to fly. I just think that would be absolutely fantastic. And especially now that I'm older and becoming more physically disabled, it would quite come in handy for a lot of things. I am here at the wonderful Midwest Lit Fest at the Thornton's Distillery Co. with my partner, Neil Litherland, the literary mercenary. We've got all of our fantastic books and tabletop role-playing games, and we are just having a wonderful time, and it has been such a delight to meet all of y'all, and I hope that we can all talk some more soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, welcome back. That was fun. That was an eclectic mix.
I like that. I was trying to figure out, but I lost count. I don't know if flying or teleportation won.
Yeah, I had teleportation as the winner in flight, like a close second.
Which are very similar. Very similar.
With orgasms.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was the fun, and she was the naughty librarian. What was her?
I think it's a spicy librarian.
Spicy librarian. Yeah, that was her handle on Instagram.
We can put it in the show notes, but because she's on Instagram, yes.
And that Lost Girls, we had talked in that episode a lot about Alan Moore, but that was his one of his stories, Lost Girls. We'll put a link to that in the show notes.
And I really like the being able to speak all the different languages. That's a cool
was a good one. And then the Powdered Toast Man, the Ren and Stimpy, that was a flashback to the 90s fun. Did you watch Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, yeah.
Nick? Okay. Yeah.
It was something that my parents were not happy with me watching, but I got away with it with going to a friend's house.
Yeah, no, that was pushing the envelope back in the day. And then the Wonder Pets.
They let you watch the Wonder Pets.
The Wonder Pets, that's right. Did you watch Wonder Pets?
That was a little after my time.
And the funny thing is that Wonder Pets are coming back.
Yeah.
It's not
just like
Lenny,
right
Tuck,
now.
and Ming. It's a new crew.
It's new animals.
Yep, new animals are coming back, and they go out and help the baby animals. So it's really cool hearing about someone mention Wonder Pets on superheroes, which they were pretty super. I think
that was pretty super. And like she said, they were kind, compassionate. That's a superpower we all need right now.
That is a superpower we all need. We had some listener response from Alex. He had some comments and asked a few questions. He asked about the season 1 break that we talked about and season 2. And so a little behind the curtain kind of business is we usually record ahead episodes. So we've actually already been on break between season 1
You
season
will
2.
not
So
notice the break.
yeah, you won't
It'll
feel
be
a break. Yeah.
seamless.
Hopefully it's seamless, but yes, there won't be any episode break. So the new year will start with the first episode in season 2, which I think will be the simulation hypothesis. We'll have a guest for that.
And we
Yeah,
have watched Lord of the Rings. I want to let you know, Nick.
and we did,
Have
yeah.
you?
I watched.
We
it.
did.
Yeah,
We watched it.
Just the
I'm
first
okay.
one, but I'm gonna
I
watch
did
the
fall
next 2.
asleep a little at the end, but we did watch it.
And we did promise. We promised everyone out there that I would watch it before the start of season 2, and I've done it. And I'll probably watch the second and third. It was good. I liked it. I don't know if George just.
And the Hobbit films, too.
Now we're getting a little
And
crazy.
then the
with it.
animated
film that
one.
just
I
came
watched.
out.
I've seen the old animated Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
I do have to say, watching it, like I knew a lot about it before watching it. And watching it, it didn't seem like this, wow, this tremendous thing. But then when you really started to think about it, you realize that it influenced everything else. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, it would have helped if I saw it before all these other things.
Everything
to
else
feel.
would.
But you know what? Jordan at my work was telling me there's extended.
Who was a guest on it? He was on the cloning episode.
Yes,
Mhm.
season 1.
Yep.
He said that there are extended
I know.
play,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like 4 hours.
That's right. Yes. Yep. Well, that's
Each
not
one.
a best power, so I want to
I'm sorry.
rein it back in.
I'm
We can
sorry.
talk about that in the ultimate episode 25 mini. So the other thing, he asked questions. He had a suggested Klaus by Grant Morrison was a comic to check out. He also talked about The Red Sun by Mark Miller. It's a Soviet Superman. It's the idea of Superman, Clark Kent, if he landed in Russia instead of
Wow,
Soviet Russia.
that's really interesting.
No,
What, like, when did that
Right,
come
right.
out? Do you know?
I don't have it, but I'll put it in the show notes. Yeah.
Okay, just
So, yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Red Sun. I can't remember. That was a while ago. I want to say that was early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. Hmm. But yeah. And then he asked, do cyborgs have superpowers? We consider cyborgs superpowers. And I would throw them in there, depending on what they have. These have super strength, things like that. So that's one of the body
Then you
augmentation.
get into the whole
So
thing, and I can't, like, okay, are we talking Iron Man's superpowers?
Right,
But his superpowers are technology.
right.
I
Yep,
would say
yep.
Cyborg,
Mhm.
they have superpowers, and it's due to technology.
And I'm going to include that in. What do you got, Nick? You agree or are you disagreeing?
I'm on the fence with this one. Iron Man, I feel like he invents his stuff, but is the cyborg person just having someone else put this on them? Or are they... It's an artificial superpower, is what it is.
I guess, I mean, is that, if
But
you lick
that's
a
pretty
rock
much
and
like Iron Man, too.
you get a
I guess
superpower, is
it's
that not artificial? I mean, I think you're splitting
But then, like
hairs a little bit.
Batman, okay, you got enough money.
Yeah, Batman isn't.
Batman, you can, like,
Yeah.
if you have enough money, you can make
I guess
a
money
superpower.
is a superpower because that's Tony Stark, right? He just has resources.
Yeah.
So if you're a
If I had
cyborg,
a
I
lot of
guess.
money, yeah.
I don't know.
You know, one's okay.
That one's tough.
I'll put on the fence there. And then Alex, he wrote about a character he had in a story he was writing, and she can fly really fast. She fires energy blasts, and some hilarity has super loud sneezes that can shatter windows and send things flying. So sounds like an
Ooh, is she
interesting
my
character. And he had the question: are the powers that they feel biological or physical augmentation per the list that I gave, and energy manipulation? And so that was how he thought this character would land. And I thought that sounded about right. That you do have the energy manipulation with the fire, energy blasts, and it depends on how the energy blasts are created, because it could be cosmic if it's like Cyclops, where because he was opening portals to
portal.
So, or is this a energy or fire blast where you're generating some sort of heat in your body and then releasing that heat out? So, like the power that the book and the TV
Electricity.
show, right? That was electricity that they were generating, and so you have that. So yeah, no, and her name is Steph. He doesn't have a superhero name yet, but part of it is speedstress.
I'm going to
guess
go
that's
ahead
the-
and
I like
throw this out
that.
there for you. The cosmic sneeze.
The cosmic sneeze. There you go. That was.
I have no keynotes about this one. I don't know if it's copyrighted already. Well, you can have that from me.
I don't know if cosmic sneeze is copyrighted. The other thing I didn't touch, and I promised that I would, and it was interesting. I went down was poison ivy, and we got accused of being Marvel heavy, which was true. It was a true accusation.
And then their Bill said, I'm going to give it some DC love, and I didn't hear no DC love.
He did. Well, poison ivy. Poison ivy was.
Yeah, but I was expecting more love for DC.
And then he
has to come back and do some more DC love.
To come back, yeah. We touched on a lot of comics on that, though. It was well-rounded, I thought. But it was interesting. And DC is split. You had pre-crisis and post-crisis. And pre-crisis was like the original. And in that storyline, Ivy was Dr. Lillian Rose, PhD, like a promising scientist, botanist. And she was persuaded by another scientist, Marc Legrand, into assisting him with some theft of Egyptian artifacts containing ancient herbs. He thought she was going to implement them in his crime. And so he tries to poison her with the herbs, which are deadly and untraceable. A lot of hand-wavium there. But she survives this murder attempt and discovers she has acquired immunity to all natural toxins and diseases. So that was her and then she can manipulate plants, and she goes on, and that's her original storyline. Then you have the post-crisis in DC, and essentially it's the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it's massively changed the entire DC history and continuity. So it rewrote everything from that point on. You forget all the other storylines, and then they recreated them all. And actually, the story was written by Neil Gaiman in 1988. And her story was revised in The Secret Origins. And now her name was Dr. Pamela Isley. She was a Gotham City botanist. She went and studied advanced botany, seduced by a professor who injects her with poisons and toxins at an experiment. Once again, we talked about this kind of consent thing. And so here she has got tricked again. She dies twice as a result of these poisoning. That drives her insane. She almost dies twice. She then leaves the hospital. Her boyfriend is killed in like a car accident, and are mysteriously suffering from massive fungal growths. She drops out of school. She begins her criminal career by threatening a release and suffocating spores into the air unless the city meets her demands. And that's where she meets Batman, and she becomes obsessed with Batman. And then she develops these plant-like superpowers, and she goes, and then she said her life of crime was just to get sufficient funds to find a location to be alone with her plants. And then she finally finds an island, like some deserted island in the Caribbean. She transforms it into this beautiful second Eden, and then an American company firebombs it. And then she's
Are you telling us the whole story? You're going to give us a spoiler?
Just going. It's 98 or whatever. So she was telling us the origin, how she became Ivy that we think about.
I just don't know.
So, yeah.
I just don't know about how they did that. Oh, we're going to have this crisis, and then we're just going to get to write every single story all over again. I mean,
I think they do that a lot in comics.
I don't know.
That's a common thing where they retcon everything.
Yeah, you go and you have a multiverse. You have some breakup. Yes, you go. No one's ever dead in the comics.
That's what I want to do. I want to do that with some stuff in my life. Can I just, okay, let's start over. Let's reset.
No one ever stays dead in the comics.
No one stays dead. That's right. Yes. I guess people do die, but they can come back. There's always another universe, some other multiverse.
Hell, I was reading a comic to Ellie recently, and Miss Marvel died, and I'm like, this is dark and deep. This was not meant for a bedtime story.
Wow.
Yeah,
you got to bet those
that was
a little
fun
better.
One.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I got to read it twice.
I guess if it's good, you'll read it twice.
She rolls with the punches.
Yeah, that's good. All right. I think that's all I had for this one. It was fun. I think the Best Powers was a good, fun episode. So yeah,
I feel like I say that about every episode, but it was a good episode.
I know.
It was
a good episode. Cool. All right. I think that's a wrap.
Seems like we went down that many holes.
You got Joe. You got Nick. You got Georgia.
Hi.
And we're here, Rabbit Hole Research.
We'll see you for the
recap episode 25. Love y'all. Happy holidays. Peace.